What can a 51st state, a separation of one state from another, do that we can't already do through processes of legislation, litigation, petition, and election?
Well, you'd have a completely new constitution, and I think that that's what the beauty of this is. We're talking about what freedom actually looks like again. What do property rights look like again? Going back to the 1878 Constitution and title and allodium, what does that look like again? And I think that that's where the imagination is sparked for people, that we can create a new state constitution based on the lessons learned over the last 50 years, last time Alaska and Hawaii came in, we can learn from those things and we can improve upon freedom and liberty. I think that's what has everybody so excited, and we know what some solutions are in other states. States are micro experimentation areas, as Thomas Jefferson and many of the founders believed that they should be. And we could take some of the good things that states have done around the country and incorporate them into one state, and I think really move forward in freedom and liberty. I think that's why people are so excited. That's what's different with this.
Well, the last time one state separated from another was the Civil War. So can a separation of these two states that are proposed be accomplished without political violence?
Well, the last time a state was created was Hawaii and Alaska.
Yes, but the last time a state separated
but we're talking about creating a new state
from another.
From another, absolutely. So it's the creation of a new state is really where I focus. You're trying to make it sound like it's division. I would rather phrase it as this is creating a new state. And actually, I think creating new states is one of the things the Founding Fathers left us, to actually resolve political differences, so representation at the local level would be more emblematic of that local culture, tradition, and heritage. That's why the Founding Fathers, you can actually read that, had those discussions, was we want these different cultures and traditions and heritages to be represented, and at that time, that's why there were different colonies, because they represented different heritage, different culture, different traditions.
One of the things Mr. Stone, one of the previous speakers, endorsed was more Christians voting, people voting their conscience. And
there should be more people voting, period. I mean, there just should be in America, and that's one of the big things that's a problem is civics today isn't taught as well as it should be, and we don't have as many people participating in the process. Benjamin Franklin was asked a question, what type of government do we have? And he said, a republic if you can keep it, ma'am. And the only way we can keep a republic is by people participating in the process. And that's one of the biggest things that really needs to happen. All people need to be voting, but particularly Christians need to be voting too, because it's one of the largest blocks of voters in the United States that's not registered to vote.
But shouldn't that apply in all cases? Couldn't we be saying instead, everybody vote, motivate the base. If there's a base that agrees with these ideas, they will endorse it and advance it to legislation?
Well, we do, but he's a pastor. So obviously he's going to be speaking to the Christian audience since he's a pastor.
But again, to that though, I mean, about rallying and grassroots.
Well, again, there is a very clear issue with the largest voting bloc in America not being registered to vote, and that's Christians. And so attacking that problem where it will have the biggest impact, I think, is absolutely appropriate. And for a pastor to talk to Christians is clearly appropriate too.
Do you renounce political violence?
Nobody that I associate with that has fought, particularly overseas, advocates political violence. And I got to tell you something, this continued attempt to smear people is actually fomenting political violence. Now, I ask you this question. I want you to answer this question. Do you condemn political violence by such organizations as Antifa?
Are you still associated with the folks who are in that
Do you renounce political violence by organizations like Antifa?
What's the GOP caucus?
Do you renounce political violence by such organizations as Antifa?
Have you been contacted?
Do you renounce political violence? Do you? Why is the media never answering this question? That's what Americans are frustrated with. I think that ends the interview because it sounds like you are actually advocating for political violence. I don't advocate for political violence, and as a result, then I can't continue the interview if you're not going to denounce it. So thank you very much for your time.
Quick question I have. Yep.